Step out into the open air and claim your freedom waiting there.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Coffee in the Corral. I am Abigail Hobbs, and I'm in my barn. And I have an incredible helper today behind the camera, my youngest daughter, Ava. Thanks for being here, Ava. She's going to carry the camera around because we got something new and different today. I know that I promised I would, I don't know if I promised, but I know that I said that next week I would talk about how the kids' first week of school went, and I'm going to give you like a 30-second update. Their first week of school was good. They were challenged. They had fun. They've already started making friends, but it was also hard. It's a lot of big changes for all of us. Mostly hard for the mother who was at home crying for several days. But I decided today that I've had a lot of hard things, and this past week has been very difficult for me. So I just didn't really feel up to talking about a lot of hard things today. And I think that's something important that I'm learning, is to honor myself, to know myself, and then be able to honor myself and give myself what I need. So I was like, today, I don't think I can sit down and cry all day. I mean, I know I can't. I just don't want to cry all day today. So I thought, you know what? One of my kids suggested, it might have been Ava actually, suggested, Mom, why don't you do like a fun podcast? You know, because I did one podcast where I was like talking about funny things and stories and jokes, but it just got me thinking, okay, it's okay if I need to just kind of have a lighter week. So that's what I'm going to do. I've decided to take you guys on my trek to connect, which is a walk around the first part of my pasture. And even cooler than that, the reason I'm in the barn at the moment is because we're going to bring Zelenka with us. Zelle is going to come with us on the trek to connect, and that's going to make it exciting, just having Zelle along with us. So make sure that you watch the video today, because that's going to be the coolest part of today, is the video, getting to watch Zelle. And Nate has figured out how to post them on Spotify. They're also on YouTube. Anyways, we're going to get Zelle. We're going to walk my trail, and I'm just going to kind of talk about I have different stations along the way to help the people that I take on this trail, help them to connect back to themselves, which is why I called it the Trek to Connect. It is a walk to connect. Deo, hey, he's been digging at these rabbits that must be underneath the pallets. Now he's whining because he wants to get to them. Anyways, Deo, you're going to come with us on the walk. It is a trail to help people to connect back to themselves. And honestly, I could really use that today. So come with me and let's see what happens. I don't even know what's going to happen. So sometimes when I get really, here, Ava, don't walk behind me. I don't want to follow my butt all day. Sometimes when I get in these places where I feel really heavy and I'm just having a hard time stabilizing myself, I come to the corral and I find a way to let the horses help me. And it's a hard balance sometimes, because like I don't want to bring my stress to the horses, but they also really ground me. So it's like finding something I can do with them that's not going to take a ton of focus for me, but more of being in the presence of my horses and listening to them. So anyways, Zelle has a difficult time being away from the herd. And when I first got her 2 years ago, anytime I took her away from the horses, she freaked out. She got very anxious, and that's normal because there's safety in the herd. But I've been working with her just a little bit over the past few years of taking some walks with me. She is very tall. She's at least 15 hands, maybe a little more. She's got these super long legs like everybody knows. So she takes these really big strides, and I have a hard time keeping up with her sometimes. And I've also been trying to figure out how to not always like try to I feel like when I'm leading her, she takes these really huge strides and she's like, walking along. I'm like, Zelle, slow down. So I'm just like in her face, in her space, just always creating like this tension between us to try to match each other's strides. So today I'm going to try this different approach. I'm just going to walk the trail and have her with me. And my idea is that I want to create a place of leadership that she's drawn to. So I'm not going to focus so much on getting her with me and getting her to slow down and like go at the pace I want to go at. I'm just going to take a walk and she's going to be with me. And if she needs to walk around me a little bit, hi, sweet girl, here she is. She came right over to me as I was talking here. What I'd like to do is create a feeling of trust and leadership that she's drawn to. So where eventually, maybe about halfway through her walk, she'll kind of settle in and be like, you know what, she's a good leader. Horses are drawn to good leadership. They're also drawn to peacefulness. So if I can create that within myself, maybe that will help Zelle to feel safer with me when she's away from the herd and to be able to kind of look to me for guidance and support without me having to say, hey, pay attention, slow down, go right, go left, all these things. Zelle, I think she must have ran through a ginormous spider web because she's got cobwebs all over her face. Let's clean her off for a minute. Do you want to go on a little trail walk? We have Fiona here. This is the cameraman's cat. This is David's cat. We got it. She's really needs everybody to see Fiona's. He was like, please take me on the walk. Here's Fifi. She is Ava's grounding. This is how Ava gets grounded. She goes and plays with her cat. Okay, Fifi's. I know. She's like, hey, I don't want. She's like, not the horse. Okay, all right. So I thought it was really cool that Zelle was drawn to me this morning. She's like, let's do this thing. There we go. She's licking and chewing. She looks excited. She's got her ears forward like she's anticipating doing something. Horses like variety. They don't like to be stuck in one place. I mean, in the wild, they are traveling up to 40 miles a day. So they're used to change of scenery all the time. That's what they love and that's how they thrive. So, changing things up for horses is really important to them and helpful. Stimulates their brain. It's helpful to people too. We're the same way. Our brain thrives on and craves change in the way of like, not the change that I went through last week, good God, but variety, like being stuck in the same office and the same people all the time can really weigh on you. So going on a business trip, things like that can be really helpful. So anyways, I think I'm talking too much, Zelle, huh? So I was like, are you done yet? She looks really calm today. She's turning towards me asking me, what can we do, Mom? What are we going to do? All right, sweet girl. We are going to take a little walk together. You ready to go with me? She's like, let's do this thing. She's excited too. All right. All right, Ava, if you want to be up ahead a little bit more so I'm not running into you, it's okay if it's not too close.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Take it away. We're coming out the gate now. All the other horses are happy to stay in the corral, looks like. Come here, Bert. Come here, Bert. Somehow I nicknamed Zelle Bert because one day her full name is Zelenka. One day I was calling her Zelle, and then I just somehow turned it into Zelbert, and now it's Bert. So she seems cool with it, but if you hear me say Bert, it's my pet name for her. You ready, sweet girl? All right, we're gonna go this way. Trek to connect. Oh, Ava, get this. If you're watching the video, you can see the sign at the beginning. And here we go, we're off. Okay, so like I said, I'm gonna try to just focus on me, my energy, my thoughts, and see if I can become a stability for my horse, something that she's drawn to, instead of her, getting anxious and running around me in circles and stuff like that. Okay, first thing we have, the first little station is discard. Okay, so we're going to stop here and scoop a pile of poop. So as I scoop this pile of poop in the pasture, I've got two things. I got to multitask a little bit because I got to keep Zelle from eating grass. Remember, I talked about our rules. If you watched my first training session with Zelle, I talked about not letting them eat when we're training, spending time together. Oopsies, broke the rules a little bit. So I just have to be diligent that she doesn't. Yep. Okay, this may not work, but let's just keep trying. Not gonna give up here. There we go. All right, so I'm scooping this pile of poop, and what I'm thinking about is what unhealthy or toxic or negative thoughts that I'm going to discard, that I'm going to get rid of today. So, as I'm taking this pile of poop, I'm going to discard it in the huge manure pile we have over here. I think today what I would like to discard is, oops. Okay, so Zelle's getting a little bit in front. So here's what I'm talking about. She kind of, there we go. She kind of gets her mind on other things, which is fine. I'm not going to get really fixed on that today. What I like to discard is, here we go. Zelle's like, what is all this poop over here? Having parents, a dad who is really messed up and in prison, and a mom who has been brainwashed, makes me struggle sometimes when I have my own struggles or fears in life. I can easily believe that my brain is just messed up. I feel like my parents' brains are messed up, so therefore it must mean that my brain's messed up. And so it can make it extra hard for me to work through things because I feel almost like I just can't win. I won't win. My brain's just messed up. So I'm going to discard that belief today. That is not true. And even if I struggle with it again tomorrow, because here's the thing about discarding people, like we don't get rid of a toxic or negative thought and then it never comes back. It does, just like the horses poop every day. That's why this manure pile is so high, and Nate has already used it for numerous things, and it just keeps building up. Horses keep pooping, they poop every day, and we just have to keep scooping it, right, and get rid of it, cleaning it up, cleaning up the corral. So I have to do the same thing every day to my thoughts, and I have to kind of like intentionally think about what is my thought patterns today and what do I need to get rid of. So it's a continual thing. It's not a one and done, right? Although we wish it would. I'm gonna leave this here. We're going to the next thing. Ready, Zelle? Okay, on to the next station. Let's see if she's gonna come with me here today. There we go. Thank you, sweet girl. It's gonna be a challenge for me to talk and manage Zelle, but it's good for me because it keeps me on my toes. Okay, the next station up here is called Creativity Corner. And we do something different here every time. Today I had Ava hide a carrot for Zelle to find. Because I don't have my drink or my coffee out here today because I was taking a walk. So, Zelle, no grass. I thought we should let Zelle find a special treat out here. So I have to see if I can help her find this treat without her eating grass. Okay? She's not a dog, but horses do have an excellent sense of smell. He was laughing at me. Excellent sense of smell. Let's see if she can find the carrot. Okay. I'll just kind of point her in the direction. Eva's got a great little hiding spot. Zelle, what do you think? Can you find it with your nose? She's like, what? She knows something's up. She's looking. She's searching. I'm gonna just kind of point her nose, see if I can put a little bit of pressure over here. Ask her face to come this way and see if she finds it. Oh my gosh, she's so close. Oh, good sigh out. Good breath. The Creativity Corners just helps us to use our mind and engage all the parts of our brain. Oh, she was so close. Oh, she's like, oh, now she's down the grass. Oh, Zelle, you have gone past. If it was a snake, it would have bit you. What is your sense of smell? I just told everyone how an awesome sense of smell you have. Over here. Over here. She's just smelling my hand because she thinks I have something. Not on my hand. I don't have it. Look that way. I have to remove my hand. She's trying to smell my hand. No? Oh my gosh, did you see her, Ava? She almost...
Yeah.
Nope, no grass. No grass. See if you can find it. She's so literally by it, but her brain is fixed on my hand having treats, which I don't do real often because she gets easily kind of bratty about it. But I have taken her nose by it several times. Use your nose. She's like, there are not carrots on gates. Gates don't grow carrots. It's crazy. I mean, this reminds me of when we get fixed on something, the answer can be right there. But we are looking for it so hard in other places that we probably go by it a million times. So open up your senses. Come on. Over here. I'm going to have to take my hand over here. Come here. Over here. She smells it. Nope, she's looking now. Find it. Where is it? She's looking at the camera. Nope, back here. So, she's so close to it. I can't believe she can't. No, it's okay. It's okay. Let her figure it out. She'll figure it out. It's hard to let our kids figure things out. It's hard to let our animals figure things out. And she did. She did. Good girl. It dropped and she's going to find it. Find it. Now I'm treating her like Dale. There it is. Down here. Find it. She's got to find it with her muzzle because she can't see it with her eyes. There we go. She got it. Everybody clap. Good job. She found it. That was hard, but it just takes patience and allowing her to search. So did you get the creativity? Ava, did you get the creativity sign so everybody can see that cool sign that Jennifer helped me make my signs? Everybody, she's awesome at sign making. If you ever need some signs done, she can do it for you as long as you pay her money. All right, Zelle's excited now. She's got some carrot sugar in her body. She's getting a little, there we go. Let's see if we can find a place of peacefulness here. She might, Ava, you're gonna have to go a little bit more ways ahead. I don't want you to get run over. Okay, oh, there we go. Zelle got a little scared about something. Truck's going by and the wind always makes horses nervous. There we go, licking and chewing. She slowed down. The cool thing is, guys, I think you missed it because Ava was running up ahead, but she got spooked and she ran up ahead for a second and then she instantly stopped herself and turned around and came back to me. So she was looking to me for guidance. That's what I'm looking for, and support. That's what I want. I want to say I can provide you with safety and support. Okay, here's our next question. Tired? Okay, so we have this little setup over here of tires that I asked people. Just stand in one place. It's okay, Eva. Just stand in one place. Otherwise you'll be going all over the spot. I tell people to think about what things in life are making you tired. And every day that answer quite possibly might change, or maybe not. If I think about the things that are making me tired, would be my overthinking today. Today, my overthinking about situations and my struggles, adjusting to these new changes, my kids being in school and trying to figure out the direction to go with my business. Like, if I overthink it too much, it makes me really tired and overwhelmed. So this little station here helps, this little stopping place helps remind me and helps remind people that we still have choices in life. And a lot of times if we take a moment to figure out what's making us so tired, we can usually make a change to make that better. We can't necessarily eliminate all the things that make us tired, but we can certainly make some changes and put some boundaries in place to help ourselves to not live in that constant state of being exhausted and overwhelmed. What do you think, Zelle? This is a good little spot for her to stop, kind of gather her emotions a little bit, since the wind's making her a little bit nervous out here. All right, let's walk on again. Here we go. Fiona's following us. I can hear her meowing. Come on. Ava's way in the back because she has to scratch the cat. Here we go. On to the next one. Up ahead. Oh. Okay. So every time Ava runs up beside her, it scares Zelle. What we could do is just have Ava not run anymore, but that also would not help Zelle to become what should I say? Help her to become brave about it. So just make sure you run a little bit farther away from her, because it's causing her a little bit of panic. And we don't want to stress her too much. This walk is already stressful for her. Just ignore the cat now. Yep, Fifi will be fine. Ava's torn because she wants to be with the cat at the moment. Fiona will follow us and just meow the whole time. There we go. All right, the worry tree up here. So I have people, I give them this trinket when they get up to the trees, and I tell them to think about pick one of their worries. Doesn't have to be the biggest or, one that's here every day, but pick a worry today. And if you look at this trinket, it's got a feather on it. And the reason why I put feathers on it is because I was thinking about birds one day and how they are always constantly preening their feathers because they grow new ones. So they get rid of the old ones that don't work for them anymore. So worries are not helpful to us. They can be valid, yeah, because life is hard and there are things that scare us. But today and every day you get to choose to take your worries, and I like to think of nature as a place that can soak up our stress and can handle our anxiety and worries and fears, and we can just kind of give it to the earth, and the earth will take it and seep it up for us. So I'm going to take my worry today, which is, what is my worry today? That I am not capable of handling all of these big changes. That's my worry. And I'm going to put it on this tree and let the tree can handle my worries. There you go. Thank you, tree. And let me move on. Okay, here we go to the next place. Good job, Zelle. This starting and stopping is actually really good for her too, because she tends to go. Once she gets going, it's like this train. She just builds momentum and gets faster. And that's why sometimes I have a hard time leading her, is she just kind of continues to get faster with her long strides. But if you're watching her today, she's really trying to be with me, and I'm not doing a lot of work for it. So I'm not like correcting her a bunch and pulling on her. I'm allowing her to have some space. There's a few boundaries I have, like you can't eat grass, and you can't run over me, and you can't run over Ava. So if she can do those things, then I think she can figure out her own feelings and emotions. Horses have feelings just like we do, and they get scared just like we do. And she needs to have space to be able to express those, as long as she's not putting herself or me or anybody else in danger. So giving a horse the ability to express their feelings through their feet is important, because when we try to shut them down, it doesn't help them work through it. So I want to give her space to kind of learn to manage herself. So she's getting a little fast here, so I'm just going to kind of ignore that and see if she can find some stability in just a minute on her own. Next place we're coming to is Stumped. So there's this beautiful stump here that I had Nate pull out with his tractor so people could sit on it. Zelle likes it. It's a little spot. And when I get really confused about something in life, I tell people and I tell myself that it's important to take time to ponder something, to process something, and allow the answers to come through. And they sometimes will come through other people, but a lot of times I find that the answers are just right there inside of me, and they just needed me to take a moment. Zelle is now sniffing and licking my hat. They need me to take a moment to stop like going around and around and around in my head, like I'm on this, rat wheel. What do they call those things anyways? I want to get off of that and just give myself a minute to get quiet, listen, and allow the answers to come through. I believe we all have the answers for our situations if we take the time to do that. So I say, if you're stumped about something in life, don't rush around looking for the answers. Stop sit down, breathe, allow, and see what happens. Sometimes it's like an inclination, sometimes it's a feeling, sometimes it's a word, sometimes it's a whole sentence, sometimes it's a thought to listen to a podcast and then you find it in there, sometimes it's calling a friend, but really taking the moment to just stopping and allowing your brain to kind of just not go, what do I even do, like be in panic mode. Here now, Zella's calmed down. She looks really peaceful right now. She's not asking for grass. She's not running around stressed out. So now's a good time to walk on again. Here we go. We only got a couple more things. She gets a little anxious when we get started because she thinks she's afraid Ava's going to run up. Go ahead and run, Ava, just so she can get used to that energy. So when Ava runs, she kind of wants to go with her. So I just give her a little bit of rope, and then I keep doing what I'm doing. And now she's like, wait, how did I get over here and you're over there? So she got way kind of off to the side and behind me. Well, and then that happened, so that was exciting. So it's interesting because sometimes when I give her too much lead rope, she freaks out. She literally, like what she just did there, she just bolted and jumped and bucked and stopped, like scared herself. So it's interesting because she's got this thing where she's really reliant on other horses to feel safe and secure. So if I give her too much rope, she's like, I can't manage myself. I can't manage my feelings, my emotions, my fears. They're too big. And so then she literally just like explodes. But then she's been learning. See, now she's looking and chewing. Then she kind of comes back to herself. It's like her mind comes back online. She's like, oh, sorry about that. That was kind of scary. I scared myself. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a left here and head to the memorials. Okay, Zelle's a little bit in front of me. I'm trying to turn. If you're in my way, I have to figure out. There we go. Let's go together. These are memorials that I built for my horses. My family and I built after they died. Princeton died 2.5 years ago, and Shiloh died 1.5 years ago. So I'm not going to talk a ton about them, but they were I had Princeton 10 years and Shiloh 25 years. And the sign that I put over here is gratitude. Because, hi, sweet girl. Even though this is really sad, and it was very hard for me Princeton was 12 when he died. He was in his prime years, but he had a brain disease, and that was really, really, really hard for me to accept that. It was really hard on all of my family. He was my main therapeutic horse that I used for my therapeutic horsemanship business. He was just a gentle giant. Anyways, and then almost exactly a year to the day, 3 years after a year to the day, my beloved best friend Shiloh died. She was 34 when she died. So she lived a long life. That isn't unexpected, but I almost had gotten to the point where I thought she would live forever. So it's just really, really hard to lose her. Ava, maybe back up a little bit so she's not tempted to sniff you. There we go. Anyways, but I have these memorials out here because I wanted first to honor them, and second, I wanted to create a space to remember them and come here when I'm sad or lonely, struggling. And every time I'm here, I'm really grateful that I had the opportunity to have these amazing creatures in my life. And they remind me of how lucky I am. And even though I don't have them anymore, I was able to have so many beautiful years with them. And so I made this part of the Trek to Connect because gratitude is really important. And it really does help us. There's a lot of memes about gratitude, like the attitude of gratitude and all this stuff. And there's a lot of truth in all that, but I also don't like the whole thing of feeling like I have to be grateful all the time, because some days just are hard and some days are just shitty. And no, I'm not sitting around just but I'm just grateful because I have a roof over my head, I'm not going to be fakey about it or try to force myself to feel a certain way, but I do like to remember the things that are going really well for me in my life. So today, I would like to say how grateful I am for Zelle, because Zelle really challenges me. She is a wonderful, loving horse, and she teaches me a lot. I got her primarily thinking she's just going to be a great riding horse for our family, and then within like the first few months, I had a really bad accident on her, messed up my left hand for a year, and I've been really hesitant to get on her since then, and she's licking my hand now. She's licking it lots and lots and lots. You love licking Mommy's hand, huh? She's just a really good friend, and I've learned to kind of adjust my thinking that I don't have to do, horses aren't just for riding. They're beings. They are spiritual beings. They feel, they're empathetic. They show up for me. They support me in so many ways. So she's really helped me change my mindset to horses are not just for riding, or they're not just for my own use, but it's really about the relationship. So I love you, Zelle. Okay, here we go. Finishing out, one thing I just realized that Zelle's showing me is that every time I leave a station, I'm thinking like Zelle powers out, but I realize that I power out first. All of a sudden I'm like, okay, I'm done talking. And I just like burst out with energy. No wonder why Zelle was doing that. See, a lot of times we have to check ourselves because our horses are a mirror of us. So they mirror our energy. They mirror us, and it's very telling. And I forget that, even though I've been doing this a very long time. I still forget that, and it's easy just to blame the horse. Like, so why are you bursting out every time we leave one of these little stations? And I didn't even realize I wasn't self-aware enough until just now that I was like, all right, let's go. I was creating that. So I'm gonna check my energy here. Kind of return back to myself. Here we go. Zelle's looking at you, and it's working for both of us. There we go. Usually I have my horses walk a little bit behind me because I don't like them out in front and leading, but I'm also, blocked from eating grass. Also, I'm trying to figure out a new way of leading with Zelle because I don't like banging on her head all the time to slow her down. So I'm trying a different approach, like being a good leader, and so eventually she doesn't feel anxious enough that she needs to be up ahead of me more. There we go. Now we're coming to a really scary space. Ava, you're going to need to be way up, because this space that we're coming through is by our first pond, and it's got, gosh, no, she's spooking. When they just spook and they jump like that really hard, it can really send my heart out of my body. She gets spooky in this place because it's very trapping, okay? Horses do not like to feel claustrophobic for a reason. It's dangerous. So if there's both sides of them are blocked, they can only go forwards or backwards. And they're not going to go backwards very easily. And when they go forwards, there's a limited space where she can go forward here. So this trail that kind of narrows down between the pond is the only space that she can't, she's feeling very jumpy right now. We're just going to stand here a minute, because the worst thing to do is to ask her to come through this space when she's already really afraid, right? That's only going to lead to maybe some issues. So first thing I'm going to do is just say, hey, don't forget my rule of you have to stay out of my space, okay? So what I don't want her to do is jump in my lap and say, Mommy, when she's scared. Okay, I do want her to look to me for guidance, but not jump on me for guidance. There's a difference. So I will stand here for a minute and take some deep breaths. There we go. Because sometimes you give them a moment and they can work their anxiety. They'll work it down a little bit. There we go. She's put her nose on me now. There we go. Nope, no eating grass. That's called stress eating. She's trying to stress eat. Now she wants to bite the rope. Sometimes I let her bite the rope because it helps her work her mouth and her jaw, which helps her to lick and chew and think better. Yeah, it's better for her to chew on the rope than to stress eat. There we go. Now she's looking more calm. Okay, she's still a little bit worried but she's not like explosive at the moment. Now, did you hear that? That was a big, deep breath out from Zelle. That was amazing. No, she's trying to eat all the grass on the side. So what I'd like to do is kind of come through here, but go here through here together and not explode through here. Things in life that are scary, we have to give ourselves space, for one, and time to where we feel, Zelle, stop eating all the grass. Space and time to where we feel safe enough to navigate these things. And that's what I had to do. It took me a year to feel safe enough to try public school for my girls. And that's okay. I needed that year. And it still is kind of scary, but it feels right. Like I know it's right. So now we're taking a break right in between here. And Zelle feels better. Like I don't want her to feel like anytime she gets in a space that's skinnier, that she's got to run through it really fast to get to the other side. Like I want her to learn in this space, to breathe in this space, to process. Did you get that sign up there, Ava? So there's a sign in this area that says just be. So I'm taking a moment and I'm going to sit on this bench over here. Oh, look, there's a frog. Cool. I'm going to sit on this bench and just see if Zelle will stand here with me a minute and see if she can find something to... She's chewing on her rope. There we go. Just let her realize that this space, even though it feels scary, nothing's going to get her, and then I will protect her. I won't put her in a situation that's going to harm her, but I will put her in situations that feel scary to her sometimes to help her work through her fears. You know, horses don't want to feel afraid, and my goal is not that she's never afraid. That's not possible. She's a horse. But my goal is that she learns to manage her feelings and realize that when she's with me, she doesn't have to be afraid. Or when she gets afraid, she can turn to me for answers instead of exploding and running around screaming like, I'm gonna die. There she is. Now she's looking around the pond. That's a good girl. It's important to just be. Find times in our lives where we can just be, not always have to do. I heard somebody say a long time ago, we are human beings, not human doings. And that's definitely a good reminder for me, because I do not feel valuable unless I'm doing something. But we're human beings first. Good girl. There, now she's relaxing. She's really calm. She has her muzzle just resting on me. You gotta watch the video, guys. That was really, really peaceful. Okay. Now we're going to not burst out of here, Abigail, right? Right. Slowly. Yep. Leave with the same energy that I was sitting there with. And see, okay, now she's in the weeds. Get out of the weeds. She's eating all the weeds. I do that in life too. I'm like, okay, I will do yoga and I will be meditative and quiet. And I'm like, and then, okay, now I gotta go do this. So I burst onto the next thing. Like I want to learn to carry this steady energy that's not stressed, not this stressful on to the next thing energy. And so this is great. See, this is why I call this the Trek to Connect, because it helps me. Like right now I am learning and remembering that, and I'm seeing, like as I'm talking, oh wow, I do this in my life. I burst from thing to thing to thing, and I just carry this stressful vibe with me. And yes. Oh, thank you. Ava stopped me. Good thing I have my little cameraman. We're going to turn around a second. And we passed one. We have one more station here. It's called Balance. The problem is our pole is up against here. So nope, no eating grass. Rules are the same. Hop off that, Ava. There we go. I can roll this post. Zelle's going to have to help me roll this telephone pole. There we go. Zelle's backing up and I'm rolling it. There we go. Oh man, something I really struggle with, and I know a lot of people do, is balance, finding balance in our lives between work, especially if you're a mom and you have like a job and the kids and the husband and all the other things, animals. in my situation, having two partners, it's extra hard finding the balance of like self-care and then caring for my partners, both of them, and then my children and my animals, and kissing Zelle. I have to make time to kiss Zelle. She's licking me. So, but it's important to have balance in our lives, because if I just focus on loving everybody else in my life really well and not loving myself, things get way out of balance. But if I also don't focus on, if I just focus on me and just throw everybody else in the ditch, like, that's way out of balance too. Most people don't have that struggle though. Most people put themselves last. But it doesn't help us in our life. So I'm walking across this telephone pole as it wiggles, and Zelle is coming with me. She's my support. And remembering that life is a balancing act. And sometimes we fall off it. Pretty sure I fell off it yesterday. Like, thank you, Zelle. I was getting real shaky here at the end. She walked up beside me. And then I went to back her up and I realized, oh, I can lean on Zelle. Thank you. Thank you, Zellbert. Life is not about never falling off the telephone pole. You will fall off it. You will lose your balance. It's about loving ourselves even when we do lose our balance. And then finding a different way, finding a better way, and recalibrating, rebalancing, and getting back on and going again. It's just a continual. And what's hard for me is I have the habit of just, when I fall off the balancing act of life, I hate myself. I just go right into like this self-loathing. I'm such an idiot. I should know better. All of these things. And that's not the way I want to navigate my life. That's not the way I want to love myself. I want to be able to have the grace and patience to help myself get back up, understand, and maybe if I need to sit there for a minute, let myself sit there for a minute, not rush myself. What's wrong with you? Get back on that post and don't lose your balance. Like, maybe sit there, allow myself to be off the telephone pole and just maybe have my moment, but eventually know that I'm going to work through it, get back on the telephone pole and walk on again, It's getting better at balancing, but we never master it, right? So, Zelle's getting braver. She's becoming a much braver horse than she used to be. You guys, she has not whinnied at the other horses at one time on this walk. And I have not taken her on this walk, and this long of a walk, like around the field by herself, in months. It's probably been 6 months easy. And last time we did it, she whinnied at the other horses. And she exploded a lot, and she had a lot of anxiety, and it was just like continual like frustration between the two of us. She was freaking out. I was getting upset that she was freaking out, trying to keep her out of my space because she just kept exploding and being dangerous, and like it was frustrating. So I literally had to take a break from it. But today, she's doing so much better, and a lot of that has to do with because I am trying to work on me instead of fixing her. So she's so much braver of a horse. But does she still spook? Yes. Does she still have fears? Yes. Is she ever going to be a bomb-proof horse? No. And honestly, my goal is not to make her bomb-proof. But now she has to poop. She's discarding something toxic, okay? It's the waste. She doesn't need it, right? You don't need that anymore. Get rid of it. Good girl. I'm not trying to create robot horses. I just want horses that we can feel of each other and work together. We can have a relationship and an understanding of each other. And it's not about me dominating her, but about us learning how to work together. And I would hate it if Zelle hated herself. Like if she just was like, I'm a terrible horse because I just get scared. I'd never want her to have those feelings about herself. So I need to learn to also not have those feelings about myself. Right, Bert? Look at this calm. I want everyone to look at the video. Watch this. We're going to do a little test. I'm going to stop. Zelle stops. Okay, she's turning to me. What are we doing? I'm going to walk. I'm going to walk slow. Watch how slow she walks, guys. I'm not doing anything. A loose rope. I'm going to speed up. She comes with me. Let's watch her speed up. Turn to the right. She's coming with me. turn to the left. She's going with me. Oh, well, sort of. Ran into her nose a little bit. Let's try that again here. Let's see if she's with me. This is a little test. And it, sometimes horses just show you where they're at. Oh, now she has to pee. Well, no wonder why. She has so much to discard. And the truth is, she's kind of relieving. She's relieving of herself of not just pee and poop, but kind of that stress and anxiety that she built up in certain areas. There it is. Now she breathed out. She's like, I feel better. So this is how I test. How are we now? By the end of the session, you should be more together with your horse. There's her licking and chewing. Now we're going to try a left turn. She didn't do it earlier because I didn't realize she had to pee. Here's a right turn. Just stay right there, Ava. I'm just going to move around here for a minute. I want everyone to see. We can switch sides. Look at her switch sides with me. She's coming this way. Stop. What about a back? Can I go backwards? And she goes backwards. She's turning towards me and is like, what are we doing? I might ask her to back up a little bit here. Yeah. So can we go together? And you notice I didn't take this walk to train Zelle. I had a few boundaries, and the rest of it I just worked on me. But now she feels like, hey, I want to hang with you. I feel safe with you. Let's go together. She's not, well, a little bit. No, I was going to say she's not running over me, and then her foot hit me. You got to stay out of my space. That's a girl. But she's looking into it. She feels calm. She's looking more confident. This is what I want. This is what I want to create, is this type of partnership with my animals. There we go. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. I don't even know how long this is. This was really fun, though, and I enjoyed it. And did you enjoy it, Zelle? Let's come back in here with the horses a minute. Come on. Let's let Zelle go together, okay? Come on, sweet girl. Come on, sweet girl. She's like, I really want to go eat grass now. She's asking if she can eat grass. Sometimes I'll let them eat grass after I rinse them down or they do some work, but good girl. That wasn't too hard to work today, huh? We had fun together. We learned some things together. I learned some things about myself. You got braver today. Give Zelle a little scratch here. You found a carrot. It only took you a little bit. There we go. I'm going to end with a nice scratch for my horse. A way to say thank you. Thank you for giving your time to me, Zelle, and helping me become more grounded and teaching me about myself. And thanks for loving me. You're a wonderful friend. And I love spending time with you. It was good for us, huh? There's a girl. I love you. Should I get a kiss? Oh, Fiana's chasing her away. Hey, 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 don't chase her away. Don't chase her away. Here we go. Mwah. Love you, Zelle. Fiana's getting a little jealous that Zelle's getting so much attention. Fiana wants a scratchy too. Here we go. You want a scratchy too? Yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks for coming with me today on the Trek to Connect. I hope it was meaningful to you. And that you can think of those little nuggets of truth that we kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? That we experienced, yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe that we experienced today, that we kind of played with. And, find what, and not everything is going to resonate with you, but I always say find the things that resonate with you and allow yourself the time to try these things. If sorry, my brain's going. If the spot on that, Ava, what's the name of this? Oh, stumped. If the stumped resonated with you and you're thinking, I'm going to take time to just stop and allow myself space to let the answers come. If that resonates with you, do that. If it's the just be or discarding or the worry tree, whatever it is that you felt that might be helpful, do it. Do those things. Try them. It doesn't hurt, right? I love you guys. Ava's walking behind me again. Let me know if you liked today's episode. I know it's kind of crazy and wild, but sometimes you have to change things up, right? All right. I will talk to everybody next week. Yeah, I'm not sure what's on the horizon, but something's there. And we're going to go together. I believe in you. You're awesome. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. And I'll check back in next week. Maybe I will have enough energy next week to give you a little bit longer update on how things are going here. Until then, peace out.
You know that my mom is funny, caring, and wild, but even as amazing as she is, she still needs your help. By following, listening, and even answering the Q&A, you will be helping her by far in making a difference. Thank you so much.
If I wrote it in a song, would you believe it more? If I busted out the lock, would you open the door? If I dare to speak my truth, would you still value me? If I reach my hand to you, would you reach yours back to me? Darling, there's no reason why you should have to hide. Step out into the open air and claim your freedom waiting there.